Welcome to E-learndriving.school, Crossroads, enabling you to have the correct insights for private practice and/or confirm the driving instructor's tuition. When approaching crossroads from minor to major roads, you do the same routine as if you were approaching a T-junction. The first few times of approaching a crossroads, try and find a nice quiet junction. As for a new pupil, there is a lot that needs to be taken in, and you will have to talk through and describe what is or what could be going on. If there is a situation that occurs and you have to ask the pupil to move into the new road without having the time to make sure they have understood fully, find a safe, legal, convenient place to pull over and talk through what had happened. Identify your junction as soon as you can and start your routine. Mirror, signal, manoeuvre. Look, assess, decide, act. If in a 30-mile-an-hour area, remember, if you can walk across, you can drive across. If you arrive at the crossroads and there is no other cars on the opposite side of the road, you can treat the junction like a T-junction if you are turning left or right. If you are going straight ahead, you must make sure your path is clear and safe to move across the two lanes. Always beware in case the situation changes. Until the pupil is more comfortable with junctions, you as the instructor may have to help communicate with other vehicles opposite. If you have arrived at the same time, for example, if they flash their lights, which should be a warning, but this instance could be that they want to go first, or they could be indicating they want you to go first. You should stay where you are, try to confirm what they mean with eye contact. Sounds strange, but it does come down to a body language of the car and person. If you see someone opposite revving the car and moving forward, let them go first. If it is an elderly person, they may wish you to go first. The instructor should use hand signals, possibly to say thank you, or a hand signal to ask the other driver to stay, as we are preparing the car to go. If you arrive at staggered crossroads, these can be easier to judge as one person will have the opportunity before the other. Recap, arriving at crossroads. Position the same as for T-junctions and natural driving position for straight on. If you arrive at the crossroads from the minor roads and a car opposite arrives at the same time, no one has priority to join the major road. Therefore, body language and communication with the other road user is very important. Those on the major road have priority and may see this sign before the junction. The road you are on is thicker than the two side roads, indicating that you're on the major road. Take a quick glance into the minor roads. This sign, you'd be on the major road approaching a staggered crossroads. This is an example of crossing near side to near side. This is not the safest way to turn into your new road, but in this particular example, there is a queue of traffic wishing to turn right, and therefore you would not go past the first car to try and turn in between the queuing traffic. Be aware that your range of vision is reduced as you cannot see through the other cars. So be aware something may be coming and you can only go when you know it is clear, moving slowly forward until you have a clear view. Crossing offside to offside. This is the safest way to cross at this type of junction, as you have a much better view of the road, so you can see clearly your opportunity to go into your new road. Unmarked crossroads. Who has priority? No one. Try to identify the junction in advance, and if in a quiet urban area, try and look through the gaps in the houses or the trees, etc. You may also be able to see reflections in the house windows, so you are more aware of what is going on. Also, slow down and stop if necessary to make sure it's safe to proceed. Always be aware of large or long vehicles, as they will have a different point of turn from a normal car. If on a narrow junction, you may have to stop before the junction to enable the lorry to do their turn into the new road. Traffic lights at controlled crossroads. Know the sequence. Red, stop. Red and amber, prepare to go. Green, go. Just amber, prepare to stop. If you are about one car length from the junction, it would be safer for you to go through the lights, especially if you have somebody behind you who may not have the same reactions, as long as you go through the traffic lights before they turn red. If you arrive at a junction with a round green light, this indicates that it is for all lanes to proceed. However, be aware of these directional traffic lights, as they may not all go green at the same time, and if you are not used to them, make sure that the green arrow is a light for your particular direction. For example, the lane to turn right is still in red, and the left turn and straight on are able to go. When arriving at controlled crossroads, take notice of how other car users are behaving and which lane goes first. If you are turning right, be aware that sometimes you will have to give way to oncoming traffic, but sometimes the traffic light opposite will have a stop sign, so you will be free to proceed. Do not stop in the cycle lane and be aware that they may try and move off to get into the new lane as soon as possible. You may have to stay behind them until you get into the new lane. When turning right, it is advisable to only have 2 cars waiting to turn in the middle of the crossroads. If you are the third car, wait until one of the cars has moved into their new road, when you can proceed to wait in the junction. Try to stay behind the white stop line, as if the lights change, you may find yourself in the wrong place. Usually there is only enough time for 2 cars to cross over to the new road before the other lights change to green. Approaching a box junction and there is queuing traffic ahead. You should not enter the box until there is enough space for you to pass through the box junction, although you can be in the box junction as long as you are still moving. You must not be stationary in this box. The only exception to the rule is if you wish to turn right, and you are unable to do so as you have to wait for an opportunity to turn into your new road. Thank you for watching. Please watch the demonstration on Crossroads. Very much looking forward to seeing you in the next lesson.